So guys, 2001 BMW X5 3.0 came in today. Well, actually it was yesterday. I scanned it yesterday. That's all I did. Here's what we got. We've got 10 fault codes in the engine computer. There's a bunch of other modules. Not too worried about them right now, but we got, let's see. It's on the bottom here. Got a catalyst efficiency, bank 2. Downstream oxygen sensor trimming, bank 2, which I believe that's like the wear on the sensor. So it's probably at its limits. Flow rate for secondary air system, low, bank 2. Got a bunch here. Flow rate secondary air system, low, bank 1. Thermostat stuck open. Not sure what map cooling is. Sufficient heat output. Catalytic converter upstream oxygen sensor, bank 2. Insufficient heat up. Catalytic converter downstream oxygen sensor, bank 1. And you got this tank leakage, which I'm wondering if that's just like an evap code. There's a cylinder 6 misfire. Then we go into all the other modules. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. We're going to clear the engine computer codes. Apparently, the person that owns this drove it for like 30 or 40 minutes, assuming with it misfiring. See. See, where's the misfire? See if we no information. I figured that. So we'll just erase these. No fault codes. Got live data. Smooth running values. I don't know if this is it, if this is misfires or not. Just record this and see what happens. Yeah, I don't really know what these mean. I'm assuming this is like a roughness calculation or like misfires. Let's see. What do we get for operating values? Battery voltage is good. So this is So since I don't know what most of these are, I am going to go into global, hopefully. Let's see. I'm going to stop this till we get into global. This might take a while. So guys, right now, at idle, seems to be good. We're up to 140 degrees. Fuel trims are like 6 to 7%. On the short, long term, still 0. Let's see. Everything else seems to be pretty good so far. Looks like the rear oxygen sensors, the fronts, if I'm reading this right. See short terms, 4.7 for sensor 1 and sensor 2. I guess it's trimming it slightly negative too, but they match. Both sides match. So I'm going to take this for a drive, see if I can get it jacked up. So guys, it's a light throttle high load misfire. Feels like ignition. The check engine light had just came on. I was just cruising up a hill, doing like 55 miles an hour. And once you give it a little gas, like right now, misfire. You give it more, it comes out of it. That's fine. So I have a feeling we're probably going to find plugs that are severely worn. It has 187,000 miles on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over up here. And then, oh, somebody's in there already. Everybody pulls over in the same spot. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but it's just misfire. But we can bring up the roughness or that monitor again. Pause this, I'll pull over and I'm going to try to bring up the roughness monitor. So guys, I wanted to bring up the oxygen sensors just to make sure we don't have a fuel issue. Right now I'm cruising, the misfire actually went away. So I had to check engine light. Like our fueling is good. I'm wondering if maybe we actually have another issue. might pop the hood and do a visual inspection. Because when I first came over to the oxygen sensors, it looked like they were stuck low. Oh, I should have recorded this, but at least we can see it. I think if I press record, it only records from where I'm at. See, our codes went away too. And now we're in closed loop. We were stuck in open loop. It said open loop fault earlier. I don't know when the fan turns on. I'm gonna pop the hood and I'm gonna look around. And I'll be back. I'm gonna take this for another test drive, get it dacked up. So guys, this was kind of a nightmare to get to these fuses. I decided to go to the injector common feed, which is this green wire, feeds them all, comes up, comes over here to these 6 fuses, or what, 5 fuses. It says fuse 1, it's a green wire, at least that's what it says there, and I guess there's a connector, so I can't really tell. Then I had to come in here to the fuses, and you had to take this cover off, which was already mostly unpopped all the way around. Then you had to unscrew this cover. This thing ain't falling out. And then you had to like try to unclip this fuse box, or fuse, whatever you want to call it, like fuse panel type thing. And clip this, lift it up. Actually, it went on this way. Then you had to try to get these little tabs underneath here pushed in. It's hard to see. Right there. And right there. And then there was one right here that broke. Slide this off so you can get to fuses. It's ridiculous. I figured this would be easy to come in here and then use an amp clamp to look at the current. And now one of these is a 20 amp. According to my diagram though, diagram says that they're all 30s, so I don't know if the diagram's wrong. Wouldn't surprise me, but it also wouldn't surprise me if somebody came in here at one time and changed this. But it says fuse 1, so I don't even know if I can tell which one is which. Probably not. So I'm just gonna pick one of the end ones. And we'll scope it. Hopefully my fitting fits. Seems like it fits. Hopefully the first one we pick is the one we need. Let's get my amp clamp hooked up. I was trying to find the green wire, but I couldn't find the green wire. Somebody's probably like, just take the cover off the engine and you can get right to the wire, but I don't work on these, so I wouldn't know that. So I got that set up. Looks like it's zeroed. Probably hard for you guys to see. I started it up. The paper's over here where they're not going to blow away. Started it up. Hopefully my scope don't fall. And we'll see what we get. To me, that makes me think we're on the right wire and we're not making good contact. I'm going to pause this here. I'm going to maybe see if I can make an extension. So guys, I'm hooked up to injector 1 control. We got a ramp clamp around the feed wire for the coil pack. And I must have bumped something. Let's go back, scope alternator. We don't have that trace, so we'll set up view, layout, 2. Change time base. I was trying to use my high amp clamp to look at the ignition, at the injector currents, but I couldn't get it to work. So we're just gonna go for a drive, see if we get the misfire, and we'll come back and look at it then. Taking the car for a ride, and I noticed now at idle, super rough misfire. Let's stop this and see what it looks like. But when you go to accelerate, it smooths out, but it feels like the exhaust is restricted. Let's try this. See, completely smooth right now. I don't feel like a misfire. Pedal is to the floor, and we're not going anywhere. Look at that. It does not want to accelerate. So I think we might have a plugged exhaust too. It's funny because I had it sitting at the shop talking to a salesman and stuff. No misfire at idle. It was completely smooth while I was hooking everything up. I take it for a drive. And it wants to misfire. Let's see if we can zoom out here. Let's change our time base. Looks like we have a bad coil. See, that one does not look like the other ones. multi-strike is not happening. And then there it is. Let's try that. Save all. I'll have to go back in and change these. But right now it's like a dead miss. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Now it just changed. Yeah, I think the one is losing the multi-strike. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. One coil. So I think we might have multiple problems here. I'm going to see if maybe there's a way that we can get to that coil. So guys, I didn't get to capture this, but I pulled off the cover here for the coil packs, and I used my paddle probe, which I think I set my paddle probe over here. Yeah, I used my AES wave paddle probe, and I got some waveforms of it, and there's definitely an issue with coil 6. Let's see if I can bring it up over here. Let's see. Shot stream. Let's see if we can bring this up. So here we go, got them loaded up. So this was driving. You could see how. Let's see, let's move this over. So, let's see. I don't want cursors. Set up. View. Do two layouts. So this is cylinder 1 ignition. Cylinder 1 injector firing. And right after that, this one loses all the multi-strike. And you can see it's only that one that it constantly happens on. So that proves that there's an issue with one coil. So we'll bring up another one. So I believe this was coil 5. Yeah, this was coil 5. Let's see, cursors. Oops. Set up. Layout. We'll do a 3. So this was coil 5. And the strikes were good every time. Oops. See that? They look perfect. So now we'll go to coil 6. Set up. View. Coil 6 is all messed up. Zoom out a little bit. There's coil 6. Look at that. Multi-structure down, and we're misfiring. Look at that. Looks like it fires here, but this is elevated a lot higher than the other ones. And then you got this, which I'm assuming is like a misfire, and you can see how the current's down. So we just proved there's an issue with cylinder 6. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that coil out, inspect it, and then we'll look at the plug, and then we'll put a transducer in and see if the exhaust is restricted. And our wire is good, because look at our current, and it's able to pull this, or it's able to pulse it multiple times. So we got good control. Zoom out. So yeah, and it looks the same as the other ones. But I think we might have like a shorted plug or something. So guys, I got the coil out. Looks like there's oil on it. I don't know if there's any oil down in the hole or not. Oh yeah, there's oil in the hole. So that definitely ain't helping. Doesn't look like too much though. Looks like just started leaking. So I'm gonna get that spark plug out and we'll look at it. So guys, I got the spark plug out. It's one of the four pin ones. Let's see, can we get it out of the socket? Set this down real quick, see if I can get this out of the socket. I found you guys. So it's a NGK plug. I don't know if this is normal for BMWs, but it doesn't look like there's any electrode left. Turn the flash off. Like, it looks like the electrodes like recessed. I'm assuming that's completely shot. Haven't had to do too many plugs on a BMW. The only other manufacturer I know that I've seen use multi-point ones is Toyota. I think they use 2 electrodes. So I'm going to pull out 5 and see what 5 looks like. So here's cylinder 1. Took 1 out, it was easier to get to. And this one's not all black like the rear one. And the electrode's recessed. I'm going to look up online, see what these are supposed to look like. And also I found this down in cylinder 1 spark plug hole. It's like a piece of like plastic. It's like a resin material on it. It's not from the coil. I was looking at the coil. It's completely intact. I do see these white marks on the sides. I don't know if that's a sign from like stressing and overheating, or if that's just how they're made. But just wanted to show you guys that. So our issue is definitely in the back. Hopefully when I bring up a picture, it'll give me a good shot of the electrode. And I can compare it. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to stick out pretty far like a normal spark plug. But I'm going to screw this back in. We'll get our in-cylinder transducer in. So guys, I moved the coils around. This is now 1 from 6. And it seems to be working. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, now I went back to multi-strike. and 6. And here's 1. So I'm worried that this coil might fail once it gets hot again. I guess I'll leave it run till the new sparks get here. So guys, got okay to do new spark plugs. These spark plugs were labeled as OE exact plugs, and this is supposed to be a Wells ignition coil. I hope it is. Heard good things about them. I never used them. Doesn't show anything on it. Looks like it's made pretty much exactly like the other ones. I don't know. Hopefully it is, but I also noticed that all these are numbered. I don't know why I didn't see it before, but they're all numbered. So the customer had agreed to put a new coil in. I said that I would if it was my car, so that if it heats up, doesn't have a misfire. Since I wasn't able to duplicate it without driving it again. But we're going to pull out all these plugs, we're going to look at them. And we got all new Iridium plugs. There we go, just like the other ones. It looks like they're flush with the end. Electrode. So I'll get these all out and then we'll see what they look like. Plugs taken out. This is cylinder 1 through 6. See 1 through 5. Look pretty close to the same. They have a lot of deposits built up on them now. It'd be nice to know how old they are, but the customer probably doesn't know. And this one's just all black. So here's the new ones. And get these put in and I'll take it for a test drive. We'll see what happens. So guys, I got the BMW all back together. Didn't start it yet. I just cleared all the codes. Let's see what kind of data we can get. Oh, I have the key off. There we go. Guess it helps to have the key on. Let's retry it again. Oh. Let's try this again. Man, this is a long process for this car. Everybody keeps interrupting me all day. Something that should have took like an hour takes 10. Oh, they do have smooth running in here. So let's build a custom one. We'll do that. Battery volts, coolant, vehicle speed. I don't even know what that is, so we're not going to select it. I guess we're going to select that, even though I'll do injector pulse width. Even though I don't know what kilograms an hour equals. Get our auction center voltages. Guess we can bring up these because they too smooth running. Start this up and see what happens. Let's let this smooth out and see. I don't know why 5 and 1. Oh, there goes 1. C5 will go down. C2 is high now. It doesn't feel rough. Feels pretty smooth. Take it out for a drive. I know it's warmed up. Or it's pretty warm, I shouldn't say it's warmed all the way up because our coolant temperature is at 165. So, let's take it for a drive. See if it stays smooth. Just crush the papers. Oh, another thing that I have hooked up is we have our scope. Maybe. Oh, there we go. We need a trigger so it stops cycling. I think that's our new coil. Yeah, it looks like a new coil. Oh, and it was a Wells coil, even though it's in Dorlast box. They said that their coils are either Wells or OEM reboxed. They switched from, I think they said General Electric used to make them. Yeah, I have no idea what that smooth idling is. Feels a lot better now. Guess we'll find out coming up here how it is. This is the hill I was misfiring on last time. Even the downshifts are a lot better now. Before it didn't even like downshift on the hill, it just started misfiring like crazy. Held at like 3,000 RPMs and then it downshifted really, really rough. Yes, everything on there looks pretty good. I don't know if the coolant temperature is normally that high. I would assume it probably goes up that high. It is really hot today. The app says like 85 or so, but pretty sure it's like around 90 something. Yeah, idling's real smooth now too. So I'm going to drive this a little bit more, and if anything exciting happens, I'll show you guys. If not, the end should be coming up. So guys, BMW has been great. I drove for like half an hour so far. I checked the codes. We have this cat efficiency, bank 2, and fuel trim control 2 before cat. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that just means like the upstream oxygen sensor. Oh, that's our coils. Quick scanner. Here we go. But you can see our front oxygen sensors right here. They're cycling pretty good. Let me zoom in a little bit. Zoom out a little bit. So you can see the front ones over here on the left are cycling pretty good. The rear ones, the top one, sensor 2, was cycling like crazy. Sensor 2 for bank 1 was staying up and not cycling. When this cycles 75%, actually, I should say more than 20. How can I say this? When it starts cycling 75% of the front one, it'll set the catalyst efficiency code. Like the rear one should be cycling 75% less or more than the front one. So if the front one's cycling 100%, the rear one should be cycling 25%. If that makes sense. That's an easy way to test these. So if you go wide open throttle and it goes rich, and then you go let off the gas and it goes lean, and they all go lean, you have a cat problem. We can check it real quick. See if we can make it go rich. Should have went rich and then went lean. And we did. So yeah, we definitely have a cat problem. If we can get a nice cruise going on up here, you'll be able to see it. It'll start cycling. Here we go. We're at a nice cruise right now, and you can see it cycling. Where the rear one should be staying pretty level. Now, before I ever condemn a cat, I always smoke the exhaust. I check for leaks just in case, even if it doesn't sound like it. But 99% of the time, it's the cat. So I'm going to head back to the shop. Call the customer, tell them his misfire's fixed. But I also noticed we didn't see any codes, at least I didn't, for secondary air induction. I'll check it when I get back. Guys, I came back to the shop. I wanted to show you guys this. So while driving, I don't know what happened. There was like a random spike to like 1 volt and it skewed this one. But you can see while driving the front, oxygen sensors pretty much like match each other. Now in the rear, see, this was pretty much matching the front, and every time I came to a stop and sat, the oxygen sensor would act like the cat's good, same as the back. But while driving, you can see all the hash while driving. You can even zoom in more. But look at that. That should not be that way. See, that's when I come to a stop. Starts acting good. Now, if somebody said they wanted to throw an oxygen sensor in and see if that would fix it, I'd probably have no problem doing it. But it's not going to fix it. Like if they wanted to take the chance for like, I don't know, what, $100 or so. I don't know how much BMW ones cost. They might be a little expensive rather than a cat, but yeah, this definitely needs a cat. And I don't know if I showed you guys earlier, but I think I realized, actually we don't want to go in there. I'm going to go in data. I think I realized why I thought it had a restricted exhaust. Bet you the car went into limp mode. So let's bring this up. Let's see, I think it was like 7. Nope. Yeah, I think I realized what it was. I think when the intake pull came up, because when you snap the throttle, the intake equals pressures with the atmosphere, so you don't have the high vacuum. I think that's what threw me off. So usually when you see a restricted exhaust, the exhaust side goes up real high, but you can see the exhaust never changed, it stayed level. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier, or why I overlooked it. But this is fixed. Hope you guys find it interesting. Maybe somebody learned something. See you later. Make sure you put everything back away when you're done with a job. Like these are, I guess, broke. Can't get them clipped back in, but none of these were clipped when it was brought here. So I tried to get everything back. So I even put all these back in, I guess for the air filter housing, but none of these clip in. But I see a lot of cars come in with all the clips missing, stuff like that. Just a tip. Makes it nicer for everybody. See you later.